can't start without Dawn, because that was just like, I'm sure you heard about it.
Is this recording?
Okay.
I'm sure if you start playing it, he would just come in.
Okay.
I don't know. And the battery wasn't the problem. I'm wondering if it's memory.
All right.
Got a new memory stick to put in.
Yeah, I saw that. But it's recording now, so.
Come on in. Come on in.
Somebody needs to whistle. Yeah, but Dawn's got this. I don't know.
Oh, you came with him? Guys.
Oh, she must have started it.
She wants to start. She wants to get it on.
What?
She wants to start, so she wants to get going.
Okay,
Is it working? He just, Brett just did something, so
we're gonna give it a try.
Dawn, I think it's okay. Excuse me.
So the next half, should I just, Kenny, it's so good to see you, buddy. It's really good to see you. It's been a long time. I miss your voice. You
She
still
wants you to
singing?
sit right there.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
I will, yeah.
Then you don't have
Keep
to get out of
singing.
bed.
Awesome.
Oh, I can't because I have to watch her.
So, the Ocean Etude. This is one of the etudes that actually has a name, a nickname to it because it's just so popular and so well loved. And it was originally written in 4/4 time, and then they went from 4/4 time to cut time. So it's interesting. It's played differently in 4/4, even though you're going, well, it's 4 beats in a measure versus 2 beats in a measure. How can it be that different? Well, here's an example. Here's the Ocean Etude in 4/4 time. So it has a chance to kind of sink in sometimes. And a lot of times I like to practice my faster pieces like that. But here it is in cut time. is, it's also called the Aeolian Harp Etude. And the difficulty of this one that Chopin was writing for his students to do and to master is being able to play these melodies with picking out the melodies with the right hand and have these light accompaniments underneath. And so here's the melody for this particular one. Sounds kind of boring, doesn't it?
I can play that.
Yeah, right? Very simple melodies, and you think, wow, that's nothing special at all. But when you add the harmony and the accompaniment underneath, and then it all of a sudden comes to life. So. The third one is again.
One of my very
You
favorite.
introduce the piece.
Pardon?
How about? Do you want to introduce the next piece? It's by process of elimination. You know what it is.
It's the revolutionary.
It's the revolutionary etude.
A
Can
lot
you
of
tell us
people.
some about it?
A lot of people think that he wrote it after his terrible disgust over Russia invading Poland, the invasion of Poland. But some of this stuff, you know, some people say that's exactly what caused him to write it because he was so distraught over that invasion. Other people say, well, maybe not so. But my guess is that he was expressing his frustration over Russia invading Poland.
Yes. Okay, yeah, inspired in 1831, which is during the same time as Warsaw. He's pouring out his emotions on this piece, and at one point, this is actually his quote, he says, "All this has caused me so much pain. Who could have foreseen it?" Now, when the piece is written in C minor, and it's just this torrential, very, very warlike piece, and at the very, very end, he ends it in C major. And back then, a lot of times, things were understood through music without words, and we can understand that, right? So many times you've heard a piece and you just go, oh, and it just all of a sudden things can make sense. So what he was doing when he wrote that, writing the whole entire piece in this torrential C minor, ending it at the very end that has this big, huge sweep, and then C major, like this, right? It was to pose a question of, this is meaningless. What's the point? It like ends it as a question. And back then, they understood it. When they would hear that, like everything be on C minor, and then all of the last second, he would end it in major like that. They would, the audience would actually understand that to mean a question. Like,
Wow.
what's the purpose of all this? So be listening for that. Oh, so my piano teacher, the reason why she picked this piece, she had her own war with me. And that was because my left hand wasn't very coordinated at the time. And I remember her name was Linda Hemby. And I could play so many various different pieces, but my left hand was just like not cooperating. And she said, you're at a point in your music career, you've got to decide, are you going to go on with piano? If you are going to go on with piano, this hand has got to start coming up to the expertise of this hand. And I don't know if any of you have played piano where you have definitely, if you're right hand dominant, you've got this other hand that kind of floats along, but doesn't really do its thing, what it's supposed to do. This piece was putting my left hand in submission at the time that I was learning it. And it caused me many a tear. So, that's actually the challenge. The etude is written as a challenge for the student, for the left hand, to be able to be brought up to challenge with the same skill as right hand. Bach piece I can play next time, long. It was the middle movement of the Bach Italian Concerto. It's very soulful, it's slow and thought-provoking, but it's like go to sleep kind of music. And it's really late to be playing it, so it'd be something I would think need to be pushed earlier in the program. I will play the entire Bach Italian next time I see you, because that's what we're working on. I will conclude with the Malagueña. So this Malagueña is it is a Spanish piece, and it's one of Don's favorites. Do you want
It
to tell
is.
him about it? Okay.
It's a wonderful piece, it's just beautiful, that's all I can say about it.
Malagueña.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's written by a Cuban composer called Ernesto Lesuona. And it's actually a suite of 4 piano pieces. It was written for piano, but you'll hear it in many different instrumentations. I've heard it on guitar. It's just gorgeous. I've heard it sung with lyrics before, and it's just spectacular. It really is spectacular. Here's Malagueña.